Sorry, people. I'm here. I'm here.
Pins and needles. He don't want to have. They needed extra time.
All right, let's get the show on the road. All right, episode 21. What's good, people? Cloud Talk, 1080 Cloud Talk.
Indeed.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm your host, Indy. This is my co-host.
Renaissance.
Join us today as we explore the world of tailored clothing, stitch by stitch.
Literally.
All right, we in here. All right, now you can talk all the stuff you want.
All the stuff I want.
All right, today we got a few segments for you. As usual, we got 1080 updates, obviously. Then we got items of the week. And then to close it out, we have Don't Threat on Me section, which you know is the best section. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Those that don't tune in. That's the section where you get it off your chest. You but you can't hold nothing against me. And don't hold nothing against me. Don't put nothing against me. That's just how we feel.
Basically, it's a 1080 perspective on fashion, unfiltered. So,
I guess that's what you want to call it. But
we start with updates. We got some updates for you guys. So, important updates. Our show got moved to December 8th. That's the 1080 show. That's like our actual show that we're putting on. So make sure you guys save the date. I'm going to put some more out on, obviously, our other platforms. Instagram. I'll have it up on our website. I'll have it up on TikTok. So y'all won't be able to miss it. And also, it's going to be located in Brooklyn. So I'm going to put everything up, all the information, so you guys can jot it down and everything. So,
but we inviting Harlem, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten
oh yeah, we invite everybody. Everybody come out.
Go ahead, pop out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be an no threat on me, no threat on me segment too. The proper invite that I want to propose to some of the local
New Yorkers.
New York designers and tailors.
Man, I don't know if you want to talk designers.
I mean, the Washington Heights got some nice tailors. I ain't gonna lie. Like those where them tailors come from, if you know what I'm talking about. So if they want to pop out, they can pop out. Just the invite. We're gonna put the invite out there. We ain't gonna say who's gonna be there, but we're gonna put the invite out there, just like any party.
Yeah. So tickets are free, so you definitely have no choice not to pop out. So I don't want to hear I can't afford it or nothing. But bring your pocketbook because we're gonna have a lot of stuff there. We're gonna have definitely raffles. We got different pieces to buy. We also got some merch. So definitely,
or you can book
bring your pocketbook.
You can go figure. You know what I'm saying? Get fitted up. We might have a get fitted up section right there.
Get your measurements for $5.
Measurements, no, $10. $10.80 for your measurements too. Everything 1080. Everything 1080, sir. You want your measurements top to bottom? You know what I'm saying? That'll be 1080.
Yeah. So that's. So like I said, more on the show will be. I'll keep you guys updated on that. We also have our other show, which is more. It's not my show, but it's just the international designer show that I'm. It's about to be my show.
Might not be our show, but it will be by the end of
it. That one's on October 27th. That one's in Jersey. I know it's probably gonna be hard for a lot of people to get out there. So I mean, I'm not. But I mean, if you can pop out, let me know. I'll get you some tickets, though.
Hey, you can go up to the, come see some Fire Boys at the airport real quick. EWR, that's the the airport code for Newark. You know what I'm saying? Come pop out. If you flying from anywhere, you happen to be there that day, and you want to see a show, you want to see some clothes, you might see something. Well, I guarantee you're gonna see something because we're gonna be there. But yeah. But if you want to, I don't know. Can we buy tickets at the door? Like, it might.
Well, no, I have the tickets. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you have to get the tickets for me. Right. But you can buy tickets. Hey, you know what? if you won't come out your way to come there, I'll give you the ticket.
Yo,
So
if
how
you
about that?
fly in, it's free. How about that? If you flying in, it's free. We could do that. We have to eat that bill. Like we have to
I'm
eat that one.
already. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Not too much on that, but as far as the updates, yeah, that's pretty much all. So just stay tuned with us. Just we'll keep you updated. Um, we can move on into the next section because I know you over there fidgeting with stuff already. You trying
Oh,
to
look, I'm just
show off real quick,
I ain't even
so we can get to
showing
items
off.
of
I'm just putting it there.
the.
These just the shells. I'll show you more off camera, but these the shells. I want the I ain't clipped my ends and everything for the inside and outside and nothing like that, or even top stitch, because I
I'm telling
started
you, that's
doing
the
little
same thing I did.
with the
That's
top
the
stitch.
same thing I was doing. I was just making the shells. I was just trying to get the idea. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I can break it down and make it better later, so I'm not
Yeah,
too worried about it now. But I'm just trying to see, like,
yeah, I ain't want to.
just playing
I
around.
ain't want to rush the top stitch, but I definitely want to top stitch a couple of these. I'm looking at the lining and everything too, because the lining is just plain, and then one is you know, little something. You don't have to. I don't think you don't need the lining. I mean, the top stitch, the lining. But so far, so good. And section, mm, these pieces right here.
Yes.
Yeah, one.
So items of the week.
Last,
Yeah, let's get
my
into
bad.
it. I mean, yeah, this is our section, items of the week. So check it out. Let's see what you got. What you got on the table this week?
I'm
Finally
trying to take
bringing
a
something.
picture so I can put it on my head. So I can't just put it on. That's why I was like, man, I realized I put a lot of pins in here because just to pin it. All right, starting from the top, I got four. I got four with three liners. One of them could be unlined, but so basically, first we got. I just do this. I do this split one first. So
Oh, that's the okay.
okay,
Okay.
quick okay. I mean, if you wanna come with the just the blue, you know what I'm saying.
I
If you
like
want
this
to,
down the middle. You said you made that? Nah, I was gonna say nah. You made that from the pocket, but I was like, ain't no way you made that from the
nah,
pocket.
nah,
You just
that's
had some
not
extra.
right. Then you got the leather.
Okay, that was hard though, and it sits perfectly though, because it's like it drapes perfectly that leather. Okay.
That's the line. Then you got the jean joint.
All right. Yeah,
This
the heavier
one,
fabric
that's why I
definitely.
said you got to get the
The
top
heavier
stitch.
fabric drape better.
But this a thinner. This a thinner denim.
How much you did on the? What's up, What's up, Zah? I don't know if you remember Zah from Nordstrom's. Then he said, "What's up?"
Oh, Zah. What up, Zah? This is super long with the leather joint, with the leather piece in there.
Dang, this boy went crazy. How many people? I like the one though. I like that. That's the one different one.
But then the lining, I just did a basic lining but I wanted to do a floral for one of the joints.
Oh,
So,
yeah, definitely. That's definitely summer.
but it's gonna be the lining. So
Oh, that's the
yeah, that's
lining.
the lining.
Uh,
Then it's just the black inside. So these are linings. Nice black cotton. Not nothing special. Same thing. I got two blacks, one shorter than the other one. But real quick, I can't show the other joints because well, it's together. It's definitely together. But all the top stitching and everything. So I keep the chest piece tucked away. So but the sleeve, cuff, both
okay.
French sleeve, French sleeve, and, incorporated cuff in there, side seam, regular. Well, not regular, but
The French.
French.
Yeah.
Got the regular sleeve over on one side, raglan on the other side. Same thing with the cuff. Something simple. But the sewing is easy, especially with the raglan sleeve, because you're just doing that straight from the neck. So with some of them you're gonna see like from the neck going straight to the arm like that. But the regular collar, of course, I ain't finished the inside, laying it down perfect. But once that's pinned and laid down, the collar stand, you know what we putting up under there, so that'll be up under there. What's that, some chocolate or something? I don't know. But this is I don't know what I was eating. But luckily, this muslin, this ain't the final product. So this
You
coming, you gonna get
doing half regular, half
this just to see how it looks with both
oh,
of them
with
on
the
there.
regular one with the regular.
That's
I thought you had that was like the look. I was like, oh no, not like that's
nah,
bad, but I was like, that's
nah.
look.
I want you to see. That's why it's out of muslin, so you can see how it look with a polo with the raglan
Let me see.
sleeve. How many polos?
I do like the raglan
How
though.
many polos you know what I'm saying? You seen with the raglan, so that's all I'm saying. Like polo with the zipper, raglan, regular side over here, French seams on the inside, secret in the
You did 3 different shirts on one shirt.
hey, hey, that's the cloth talk. That's what's going. Like, all right, now your turn. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, not tell them your turn, because I know you ain't getting busy like this. Like, and we just did this in the amount of a week because we just talked about it just this last week even.
Right.
I did even came a couple of days after that. So
I have
the
these
fact
pants. I mean, they're not done. I can't really show them right now, but
that's what
I can. I don't really have enough. I
I
just
kind of got the.
can't show them properly. I can grab them.
I mean, we understand it, and that's just
All
it.
right. Well, yeah, all right.
I got all my
Let me grab them.
pieces. You ain't got yeah. All right, you wanna.
You ain't the only one doing stuff.
My phone's up.
Well, I mean, this is, I don't really have enough room to really show them off. But these are the ones I was talking about. I don't have the waistband on it, but it's just like regular slacks. But this is a it has like the
Yeah,
top stitch down the middle,
yeah. That same. That's the same crease I did. So
and
I
then I
got the
got
crease up in
the
there.
little back pocket with the dart in it.
Yeah, I took the dart out. I mean, I took the side pocket out because I used the fabric for the waistband. But now, you
Those are
know,
the shorts.
yep,
Oh yeah.
had it clean, the flipping on the other side, the pockets. Of course, this what when you sewing back to back to back to back to
Yeah,
back to back. That's what it
don't
look
cut them.
like. You had to show what it
Ain't
look
got no time to
like,
cut.
sir. You doing your own sewing and you doing that. You that's what it look like. But you know, these the pocket pieces.
Yeah. That's just the same fabric.
Belt loops. This the other waistband because the inside of the waistband gonna be white and that's gonna have that interface on it, so it's a little stiff and everything. But pocket welt pieces. I'm just what is on the left side, right? The pocket. I gotta do two, sir.
On the right side.
On the right side.
Yeah. Well, they're sweats. They're going to be sweats. So, I mean, technically, you're not really supposed to have nothing back there. So, I mean,
All right. I'm trying to follow 1080 guidelines and
well,
everything for
sweats
certain stuff.
don't usually have back pockets.
No. But I'm saying like even for these, like the piece, the zipper, all this little stuff, like it's gonna be more like a trouser and everything, but
Oh,
to put in little
the
stuff.
trouser, I mean, I would do too.
Yeah, yeah,
But with the shorts, remember, I only did the one back pocket.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't do because of the way that this design is and the way that I put the dart in the back. Like when you put the
Oh,
dart
yeah.
in, so it's darted and it's creased and everything, so that pocket gonna fall in right there.
Yeah.
So if I don't do it on the other side, it's just gonna be just top stitch down to right there, and then it's gonna finish coming out. So that's what's gonna give it room in the back and everything too. But from the pocket down, so from the pocket down, it's gonna give you that flare. But the dart is gonna be pointing a certain way.
Has to be pointed towards the back, right? Or
Going towards the back, yeah, and that's what I'm looking at now because I got it pointed towards the side seam for measurements. I got it like this, the side seam over here, and I got it coming this way. But if I turn it that way, which I did already, it looked like it's like I'm looking at how this is why you don't have the crease in the back. So from the usually when you get your pins pressed and everything, they start from the pockets down. Like the crease start from the pockets down.
Oh, right.
Like they don't
Yeah.
go past
Right.
the button, all that. They usually lay it flat, and so that's what really from the hip, like pretty much, which is at the pocket on down. It
Yeah.
needs to be almost a neutral type of, but it's just this little area right here. This, I'm gonna implicate, and I might have to sew down flat because if you sit on it now, pause, all that little. But if you sit in a certain way on your pants in the back, I don't want it to be irritated like you feel
Right.
like a certain So that's the only thing I don't want to have to. But more than likely, I'm gonna go the opposite way because I'm looking at the inside way. It just looked funny, so that's why I laid it on the outside, and it fall pretty good after that. And then on the front side, those going towards the side too. So I just did the same thing going towards the side. I think I'm gonna put 2 in the front for inch and a half, inch, and then an inch. So
Dang, how big was the waist?
it's a lot of weights up in here. Like the
Which one?
hips.
Those are the shorts I gave you?
Yeah. For the pants, and
Oh,
then I
yeah,
got
they were super baggy. Oh, yeah, they were super baggy.
I got a lot. First I put an inch all the way around. I had a lot more left, so I put all the inch and a half, and then put the inch gap, and then put another inch. Like, and this way it's over.
The darts in the back?
Still no. But that's the item of the week. Well, so far by the next week you'll see them totally completed. I'm gonna show you probably by tomorrow because I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Do a little business today. So, but yeah, items of the week: polo shorts, pieces, and I got to put the zip on them too. So I had to do the zipper case and everything. So I'm saying, like, I can't forget either. Just to get us. Yeah. All these little pieces, it's interface and it's white though. So all the white pieces gonna be on the inside so you can't see it, but it's gonna be, sewn in so you can't see the, exposed pieces. But yeah, items of the week.
Like basically facing pieces.
Yeah, and then putting and that's what I'm saying too. As long as you cover your face in some time and you roll it, you press, you grade it, which is cutting it down after you sew it. After that half an inch, you sew it, right?
Right.
If you cut off this much, that little piece that you put back in there,
right,
it's a lot more. So that's what I just did on the pockets, all the facing piece, like that graded piece is a mother. So. Yep, but it's just like any other project. As you looking at it, you starting to see how much more you want to do to it. I'm like, I got to put some belt loops on it. I got to do this. I got to do that. I was like, I can't just leave that.
That's why I can't design just drawing a picture. Like I can't do it no more. It's like because once I actually
details,
once I
you got to cover
create it, I'm like, huh?
It's too many details. You got to cover as a tailor. You like, oh no, I got to make sure that I put this pocket like this, or I'm starting 2 inches down, or I got to do 2 inches this way, 7 inches down, and all this stuff. Like,
well, it's like that, but plus like it's like I don't know, like I might not even like it. Like when I'm making it, like when you start making it in person, you're like, I don't like that. So like to be able to change it automatically, be like, oh, well, I want this instead of this, or I want whatever. Like you said, the pocket to come in certain.
And that's the
So
difference.
it's easier to learn and to know actually how to do it.
Being a designer and a tailor, like that's what makes the difference. Like I can change on the spot. Like, oh, I don't like that part. Like I don't want to do it like this. Like, and then as the actual pattern maker, you can go into doing it right away and making that. Like I had to make a whole nother pattern for the pocket off the pocket that you had. So you did it out of, and I made the pattern like the facing piece off that. Then I put the but you can't do that if you send it to a sample. Like you go to a sample and he gonna tell you like, oh no,
pay $250 for a sample.
they ain't gonna, or they gonna do their own thing, and it's gonna change your whole design. And if you ain't with it, then you gonna be mad. But if you with it, you like it, but it still ain't yours. Like it ain't yours unless you make it, and that's the moral of the story. If you don't make it,
moral of our podcast.
if you don't make it, You can't change it. You can't enhance it. You can't even say you just inspired. Like that's all it is now. They just inspire, sir. I ain't even trying to. But go ahead, sir. I digress.
My bad. Never
I don't
mind.
listen to you. This why I don't listen. Hey, this why you don't listen to Indy, y'all. I press the button.
Nah, my see how
It
my
start
picture
cutting
is
off.
better and is enhanced. I was
Nah,
just trying to get y'all. I was just trying to get you right, but all right, never mind.
it's real ink. This is real incorporated into your Instagram. Look, ashy all that. I don't even care. I can still see more than half of them. So my bad. I heard you. I hear you talking about the show and everything, and I hear you talking about the upcoming and the fashion week. Like it's time to get on the rant, sir. So,
All
I
right.
can't. Huh? It's time to get
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
the rant, sir. So, especially because it's fashion week, and when I first came, it was in like January. So, my perception of what New York was going to be during fashion week, I didn't know what it was going to be because I never been to New York, and that February was also like the Super Bowl or something. So it's like 2014 when I first came. So it was like I think it was Seattle and Denver playing. It was Fashion Week around that time, Super Bowl, All Star Week. Like it was kind of up in New York around that time, but like I really didn't. I couldn't put my hand on where like the street fashion. Like I saw a couple other. Like I actually went to a Margiela show. Like I actually like we crept up in there. Me and my boy back from Chicago. He from Indiana, but we worked at the fabric store together, and we ended up like lingering around the area, and we ended up going through the back where they was putting in the equipment and stuff. So we came through the back and seen like the show and seen all that stuff. So some behind the scenes then, but fast forward, like I didn't know what to think. I was trying to catch a show, trying to see where the streetwear was at, like basically the people that do it in the streets, and just walking around looking like hopeless and aimless, man, not like looking the part either. So I ain't know what, like, I don't even dress in the clothes that I make all the time. So just walking around trying to catch who wearing their stuff or who do it, sometimes you ain't gonna see it. But like Fashion Week ain't like it ain't what it used to be because now they just going to the thrift store and throwing stuff and gluing stuff together and like or having somebody else do some stuff or just copying. Like it ain't original. I guess it's your feelings. I guess it's raw or whatever, but I don't be feeling it because I don't like
Definitely not talked about that much. Like even like with the people around, like I don't
they don't
see.
show.
Maybe I'm just not around. But I feel like because like you said back in the day, it used to be a big thing. Everyone talking about this, that, whatever. But it's like now it's like the only people that really care about is the ones who want to go there and they just want to look good and say that they were there. They don't actually
But
they don't care about the clothing.
they not wearing their own clothes. So a lot of these people that's popping out, they want to pop out so that they can show off somebody else's
Right.
expensive clothes. That same thing that was talked about on that other podcast we looked at. It was like, yo, you boosting somebody else's credibility in the streets and all that by wearing some high-end designer in the street. Like that ain't streetwear. Taking a high-end designer and putting them in the street don't make it streetwear. That's what they think they could do. Oh, I wear Dior in the street, so now it's streetwear. No, it don't work like that. Balenciaga being worn in the street, that don't make it streetwear. It's still a high-end brand. It's still a high-end company. It's still coming from the LVMH with millions and billions of dollars behind it. So don't try to compare that to us.
Right.
We at the table. We got the iron. Like, we really doing this. Like, that's a difference. And then we going fit for fit with most of them. And usually they can't keep up, and some of these people that be wanting to get their fits done come to people like us that make it. They know we make it, so it's a good marketing time for us to like, yo, I'm a tailor or I make it or whatever. But they try to put you in this designer lane like I'm part of them. Like it's a difference. Like no, I can do me and do yours. Like I can make yours off a drawing or off a like measurements or something like that. So we different in comparison to those Soho like wanderers. I'm gonna call them wanderers because they just wandering around like I was, but
Soho
I'm
hobo.
not a wanderer. Like Soho hobos.
Yeah.
Like no offense to the vagrants or to anybody that don't have it and be out too. But that's how they trying to dress. They trying to dress and look
No,
like hobos.
literally, or they try to look like worker wear people. Like there's a lot of worker wear like Carhartt or
even when Henry
Anything off the top of my
Preston,
head, but a lot of worker wear stuff that they be putting on.
you know,
Timberland, just
but
the
that's
whole
a New York
look.
thing.
I'm like, they literally
That's their
look like
foundation.
Midwestern people now. I'm like, literally, you look like somebody from Nebraska.
So if you wearing plaids, you wearing jeans, you wearing boots, you wearing like, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's not New Yorkish. Like Timberlands is New York because that's the foundation of especially in rap. Like they laid that foundation. But high end New York is what Ralph Lauren. Like what's high end New York? What's a high end New York designer? Like what Tom
What's
Ford?
their name?
Like we could drop a whole bunch of names, but that's what the
DKNY. I don't know if you want to.
DKNY like
I'm trying to think only New York, but like, are you just
streetwear. But then you can't do it in the
streetwear?
streets unless you go further back, like with the Carl Kanais and all that. So the
Yeah.
streetwear or somebody that's making, that's what these shorts is like to me. Like I'm doing it like how Carl Kanai did it with that big old crease, but he didn't sew his crease down. So I see Amiri right there. Amiri ain't street and he West Coast and he trying to change all of his whole look and everything because he designed with his sister. So which ain't bad. That leads us to the who decides war. It's a man and it's a woman. And then they went drastically from the streets to the high
Well,
end.
actually, I did a whole breakdown on them dogs, but
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
do that now. If you want to get into that
Whatever.
now.
It's whatever you want, sir.
Well,
Like
no, so I saw a
first you
whole
gotta
video on them because I didn't know a whole bunch about them. So guess what? So, well, the guys, hold
oh,
on.
oh,
Let me bring out the files on them.
bring on my juice. Yeah. Good sandwich.
Nah, so his name is Ed Bravado. So they originally started. We're talking about Who Decides War. So originally they didn't even start up as Decides War. They've had like 4 different rebrands. Um, but anyways, his name's Ed Bravado. They started in like 2014. He said that his whole like the whole thing he said he wanted to give people the experience or to experience the glory of God through his clothing. So that's how he described his clothing at first, at least back then.
Blasphemy.
Um, it is really is,
Don't
but
play with God like that. Like he
it's
bless all of us, fam. You ain't you just as special as the rest of us. Don't be using that blasphemous terms and nothing like that, because God talked to all of us. God blessed all of us. But go on, my bad, go on.
are you good? Guess what? His dad was a tailor, so that's who was helping him with all his original stuff. But he's always done like distressed stuff, so it's not like been like crazy hard
You
stuff
not trying
to accomplish.
you're not trying to do nothing like structured and or like neat no more. Like that was the goal back then for me, to do as neat as possible. Now it's to do as distressed as possible. But go on, my bad.
No, you good? Um, his brand was originally named Lease on Life. Then it went to, then they had a rebrand in, I believe, 2016, and it was Ed Bravado. And then after that, they went to another one, and then I think they finally ended on Who's Decides War was the last one. So, um, also, he had a Paris show in 2020. I don't know if you knew that or not. And guess what? Guess who his like people like his. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the like his helper, not helpers, but like someone who like puts you on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like mentor. Thank you. Sorry, my bad. That's what I was thinking of.
Mm.
It was Heron Preston and Virgil Abloh.
See,
So
that's
it's like I don't know where
what I
he
was
met
about
these
to bring
people.
up.
It's
That's
like,
what.
where do you even meet these people? And that means you automatically were probably going to be put on anyways, especially if you're talking to these people. Like, nobody has these people in their back pocket coming to their shows like that. So,
So what I feel is, because I was just about to bring Heron Preston up, but he went to Parsons or something like that. Like he a
yeah.
student. He's a student of the game. He was part of that group of people with with the DJing and all that stuff that they was doing when they was making the T-shirts and under Kanye and all that. Like he was under Kanye too. He was DJing and he was messing with Virgil. So he got in by Virgil, then by being in New York and from New York, I think. But he do a work, like he got like a reflector, like a light green or something. Like he doing something in that. He's using a lot of yellow, a lot of that bright, not yellow, that bright orange, that workman, that orange. He used a lot of
Oh,
that. He did some. he did some crossing up and some designing, but I don't think that like I ain't like he been back burner. Like he didn't sat down a lot to me, but to influence them or to be around them, I wouldn't be surprised. And like he didn't get what he give you. Like basically, I don't see the hype in him other than what they I guess like he got friends. Like yo, I'm not playing that friendly game. Like you can come to the show though. Like come to the show and see some real tailoring, but
But that's
whatever.
most people though. Most of the people you're like, oh, how'd they get on? They got from nowhere. But it's like most of these people knew somebody or were friends with someone who could put them in a position to even be seen by like Virgil or someone like that. So it's like you need the
I
connection.
mean, what you mean seen by Virgil? Like Virgil is like a tailor or something. Like
But
that's the
if you
design.
have
Like
connections
if
though,
they
like
got design influence is one thing. God blessed him.
even look
Like
at
God
what's
gave him
his name, put him on. Pharrell just
Kanye.
put
That's
on,
it.
huh?
If your name ain't next to his name was next to Kanye, that's what made him relevant. Period.
Yeah, but
Like
I'm
it
saying, but
wasn't.
even look at Pharrell who just put on
And his was next to
Pusha T.
Kanye. Period. Like if he wasn't part of that whole Louis V book bag like run with Kanye, and he wasn't part of that, like he wouldn't be where he at. I guarantee that. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like he gave up Kanye. He gave up a lot to Kanye, producer wise, rapper wise, all that. Like he know who the God is. Like he know that he get his style from Kanye, and then it trickle down. Like they know where it come from. They know where it started, and then Kanye know where it come from, where it started at. So Heron Preston, Virgil, like that's neither here nor there, and I ain't gonna disrespect nobody that didn't, passed into another life. But bro, you already know that I was trying to challenge. Like I wanted to see like what was good, like meeting of the minds kind of thing. Like you can't do that now, and I'm not gonna try to battle none of his old stuff. But hey, like if you ain't trying to do good at this and do better at this and actually sow your ideas, that was my main thing. Come to New York with what I had, my foundation, my sketchbooks and everything, and actually get it made. After I got here and seen like how hard it is to get it made and how much it is to get it made and how many loops and friends you gotta have to get certain things made. Then after you get it made, how many people you gotta be in bed with to get a show and gotta get people at your show. Like, yo, I'm not gonna not be good because you ain't come to my show. I ain't gonna not be who I am and not have these designs because you ain't come to my show or you don't give me the props that I properly deserve because you don't want to be friends with me because I done told you F you a million times on this. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm still going to be me. The fans, when they see actually what we do, that's what's going to be the difference. Like, and what's going to be exposed is how much they don't do if they don't give it up now. That's like somebody getting ghostwriters. Like that's what y'all are. Y'all got ghostwriters. I'm the purest sewing MC if it came down to it right now. Like I'm like Jay Z. Like not to even like
yeah,
put
you
Jay
know
in
what
it.
and stuff.
I'm like, but if it was an MC and they want to bring it to MC, and it's like I'm Jay Z. Like I don't even write no more. Like that's how you know what I'm saying. I'm off the top of the head with it. Like they can't do that. Like no, you got to go get somebody to ghost write for you or ghost sew for you. That's what it is. Ghost sewing. Like they got ghost sewers. Y'all got ghost sewers out here that sew for y'all. Y'all come up with an idea, or y'all sit in a room or whatever, and the true tailors or the people that's behind it, just like the writers, they behind the scenes and everything. They put it together, then they give it to you, and you go present it to the world. Not mad at you, not gonna be mad at you, but just like when you find out people that was getting stuff that was ghost written for them, you ain't gonna respect them the same. Like, oh, I found out that so and so, like, they ghost writing for so and so.
That's
I
a
don't
whole.
listen to his music no more. I don't
Just
listen to
look it
music
up.
no more. People still buy it, but I don't listen to it no more because it killed the fun for me. It was killing like everything. Like, oh, he did that, he did this. Like, only person that I respect still to this day, because I respected him for so long and I still respect him, that didn't sew his own clothes was Dapper Dan. Like, that's gonna be to the end. Like, he did more business wise and all like he started the whole thread for me was started with Dapper Dan. I'm sorry. Like everything about Dapper Dan, everything that came with his thread,
And
like
everything.
I follow that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I found out he didn't sew, but I saw what he did, like his business move made me want to be even more like him. Like, and I wish, things could be different, but I know I'm gonna carry that street element in clothing at a higher standard father. So like I'm the street version of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I want to be high end and street. Like, who doing that? Who can say that? Like, I don't want to do like how Mike Amiri did, start off in the street and then pass it off to some other ghostwriters, and then they start making these old funny looking bell bottoms and these little silky little shirts and all that. Like, I ain't mad at the shirt, but I'm saying like it's a difference than what we started at. Like, yo, you had crocodile and snake beat with the zig. Like, I was feeling that. Like, that was your style. Like, I did that. I did it a couple times, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I can write that. Like, I can do the same thing you like. But that ghost sewing that you doing right now, bro, you ain't up in there sewing them shirts and them nice little dresses. That, like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe he is. Maybe his sister
Yeah,
is. Or
right.
yeah, but that I'm saying, like, bro, you can't do that. Like, but yeah, who decides for like the rebrand? I ain't mad at that because I got 100 lines like in my head all the time. Like, I can do something for somebody else line. You could bring it to me like now, and that's what it turned into. I did so many other people like ideas and things like that. Like, I feel like the factory, I feel like the producer, I feel like the engineer when it comes to fine tuning and doing all that. Like, that's why I'm like, if it comes to music, I'm compared to music, I do all of it. So when it comes to that, I'm the Dr. Dre of this shit, and you gonna wait. That's what I'm saying. Detox, sit down. So like when I drop the chronic, you gonna know it's the chronic. But at the same time, I'm not in a rush for y'all. I didn't birth everything. Like, Dr. Dre birthed Eminem, and then he birthed his grandson is 50 Cent, like stuff like that. Like, that's how I feel with clothes. It's like, yo, no, I made his first sample. I'm the reason why he hot. I'm the reason why you like him. So if you like his sample, and I made his sample, and I made everything about that come true from his idea, even if he didn't have a drawing, then you got to give it up to the real. Like, and that's what it is. Like, then they, sorry, that's what I'm saying.
All right, on to the second. On to Ralph Lauren. Uh, well, I mean, unless you want to talk about Harlem Fashion Road, but I couldn't find much on that, honestly, because on Harlem Fashion Road, like, they didn't have no videos or anything besides like the drama they wanted to talk about of like Ann Wintour talking about
Time flies, baby.
what's her name?
That's all I was saying. I was thinking like time flies. Naomi Campbell, she got a
Amber.
lot to do. She a model. You supposed to be waiting. Like, she feel like you supposed to be waiting on her by now, but she doing a lot. So shout out to Naomi Campbell. Shout out to your girl Ann Wintour and what she's doing right now. Like, I like the fact that she's in Harlem. The fact that you didn't go to, like, we didn't have to meet in the Met to see you. Like, that's
But I mean, she lives in New York,
I mean,
but
she humbling herself and coming to the grimy
I,
news. I
I,
don't know where.
she's like, damn,
I
bring
mean, she
security, you dumb.
the least designed. I don't know. Like, the fact that she popped out, I guess, is a good look for him. I follow most of them on, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram. Like the the lady, I think it's Bernice. I think her name Bernice or something like that. But she got the whole, you know what I'm saying, everything set up with it. Like, she really pushing for young designers and everything. I just think that it's a lot of people that's getting her attention because that's how it works these days. Like, you can get her attention. Like, she didn't respond to me. That's why I be
She has
respecting.
to. I mean, honestly, I feel like she has to though, because like the younger people are like what people are actually looking after. Like
But
nobody, I'm not saying nobody, but like with Louis Vuitton and all that, like you've seen them so many times, so it's like we want to see like what the young people are going to create, and you don't need a big conglomerate or a brand or whatever to show people now. I mean, because of the internet, so
but
definitely, I think it's time for younger designers.
I think because she be her and Dapper Dan be together. But I think that she needs to. I mean, a lot of the people that she got good. Like, a lot of people, like, they up there. They do like some of the same kind of stuff. I see a lot of women designers. I see a lot of, like, you know, higher contemporary, like just some avant-garde, some eccentric, ethnic kind of clothing and stuff like that. But you got to get everybody now. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Include everybody. And for 2 years, like, they went and grabbed ASAP Rocky last year, gave him a reward, and then they came and got.
Or for what?
I don't know. Like, and this is where my grapple or my disgruntledness come in. It's like, bro, what did you do? Like, but that's the designer versus the tailor to me. It's like, okay, or stylist or whatever it is. Like your stylist, bro, you all those clothes. It's not like you like them or whatever, but bro, I don't know. Like, pop out to the show December 9th. How about December 8th? My bad.
Oh, yeah, that's what you gonna get to.
You'll see. Like, but the difference in him and Tiana Taylor, like, cause they like the West Side to me. West Side Chicago, we dress the best. You already know. Like, South Side, no. Kanye, no. The rest of them, no. Like, the West Side is where you get your dress on, and that's where the pimps come from. Don Juan come from the West Side. Like, all that. So in Harlem, it's that same kind of feeling. I done told Dap, I done told all of them when I'm speaking to them, it's like, yo, this feel like the West Side to me. So that 125th, that's Madison for us. But then you got those little blocks off to the side that, you know, you got your fly dudes and they dress the way that they dress. But the whole, that's what I'm saying. Like, they feel like the whole Harlem is stylish. Like, it could be some regular dude that you don't know that's stylish. And that's how I feel about the West Side. But when I hear him, like, running it, like, you know, boosting these brands and going to these shows in Paris, and like, I'm happy for him because he living out, you know, what he said he was going to do with it. And he talking about, I like what he said, I'm getting tired of Rick. I'm like, that was
Owens?
like, it's like something balloons. I'm getting really tired of Rick. Like, I'm listening. Like, I'm hearing you throw fashion up in there and then be like, kind of like pushing it to the side. Like, all right, I'm tired of that. And now he trying to drop his own, which I don't mind. Like, yo, make it some competition, make it look good, make it, you know, pop out and, you know, make yourself seen. But, you know, you get with some young tailors too. How about that? Get with some. That's what. If I got any advice for all of them, especially with the streetwear, get some young tailors, man. Get some young dudes that's really sewing. Get somebody that can make a pattern. Don't just try to grab anybody. Like, and I see people going across because it's a translation. Like, I talk to Indy different at the table and when we sewing and all that. Like, it's a communication that you have with your counterpart that looks like you, just like they got. Like, anybody else going, like, oh, if I'm talking to my brother, it's going to sound different than if I'm talking to somebody from the other side or a different race or different ethnicity, different neighborhood almost. But in our community, the sewing community, these designers, they don't be having no young black tailors or no young, just there's somebody from their culture tailor. Like, we need cultural tailors around here, somebody that's really doing it the way that, and talking the way we talk. And that's what it was the difference when I was being a tailor for Levi. Like, when I come out on the floor, I look like you. I had on the jeans, I had on a hat, I had on gym shoes, I had on Levi's. Like, and then I'm talking to you like, yeah, how you want this? And, you know, just basically able to communicate to the person the same way that we want to be communicated to. Like, when I go to a store, I want to be talked to a certain type of way because I'm from this culture. So if you pop up in Nordstrom, shout out to Nordstrom, y'all know, y'all know y'all owe me, right? But to go out to Nordstrom, and when I was with Levi, like, people would come up in there, they want to feel, you know, the feeling like, oh yeah, this, but they be like, yo, I'm used to seeing another kind of tailor, like a tailor that don't look like you. Without saying it, they just saying like, I'm not used to seeing no young black tailor that know what he doing on top of that. Like, you can look the part, but if you know what you're doing on top of that, I can do your fitting. You know, then get your fitting, get your numbers right, and do the work and come back and bring it to you, and you're like, oh, the same person that greeted me and did the fitting and everything, he actually did the work and then brought it back to me and it fit right. And that's the difference in the culture in Harlem Fashion Road. Harlem Fashion Road, get some young black tailors. That's the main thing I can suggest. That, you know, like, the manufacturing gonna come behind that, because then you're gonna have a bunch of dudes racing to go try to get them sewing jobs and sewing these samples together and sewing these, and like, just being able to afford to sew, you know, make a living. Like, that's what Levi's did give me. That's what Nordstrom did give me. A lot of these companies gave me the opportunity to make money by sewing. Like, I fed myself sewing, and not too many designers had to like selling a garment is one thing, but actually having to sew to eat is different. So, but, you know, that's why I don't like, I respect those dudes and I respect Harlem and all that, but I'm trying to show y'all something. I'm trying to give y'all something in a different sense, because we the young generation that, like, where y'all tailors at? Like, who's gonna sew all these ideas that y'all keep popping up with? What about when them taxes go up, when you got to get it across seas? Like, or if they just say, yo, it's a tariffs went up, like, you know, like, whatever, like, however them taxes and all that stuff work, whichever
They can,
way the
yeah,
political
they can
tide
tell you
goes.
whatever they want. Yeah.
Yeah, like, over here, you can come holler, you know what I'm saying? Hit up 1080, like, put your measurements in, like, it's gonna be different, like, and that's why I'm like, I'm with trying to build even a manufacturing. We need black manufacturing. We need black builders, like not just people with ideas. Ideas ain't nothing without somebody to build them. And if you sending them off, just like we said before, you sending them ideas off, you just gave it away. Like it's not doing nothing. That ain't gonna benefit you none. So, you know, each his own. But you know how we coming, sir. What,
Yeah,
what's your
so
name? That's
huh?
Harlem Fashion. That's a Harlem Fashion Road. But the show and everything, that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't want to take it.
Actually had a show though. Like they had like a show going on, like, or it was just like awards.
I went to the page and I seen like they did like I just saw like one like run of something. Like I didn't like that's what I'm saying.
I
I
don't
didn't
know
even pay attention
if
enough
people are
because I'm
behind, but
busy.
like even like with most of the shows, I can't even find like actual like well like I was looking for Who Decides War. Like they don't have like the actual show out or anything like that
And
right now. At least on
I
YouTube.
just see clips and
Yeah,
stuff. Like, but they want
yeah,
you to
that's
pay to
all.
watch the show. Like they want you to pay to watch it. I ain't mad at you if I had to pay $100 to see the show and then you get to see it for free. I mean, but that's in person versus how they probably streaming it. They probably trying to get money in some kind of way. I don't know, sir. Like I don't rock with it anyway because it looked like blasphemy to me. It's like that whole God
But
era, the
all of it's
upside
always
down.
look the same though. Like even in his previous stuff, it's always. I'm not saying like you have to be dramatic. Obviously, you have your own look, but it's like the little window panes he has always
That's
that
the
like
whole
cut out window panes
cathedral
with like
thing. I'm gonna see
he's
this.
always had that.
Remember that
And
photo shoot that we did with my
yeah,
brother? You right there. Remember the one that you did? You were standing next to the on that top of the thing. We took it
with the
up and
tan and the blue.
next to the next to the it was next to the
Yeah,
church. So you see those windows in the picture. I'm gonna send it to you again because I was like I know you don't remember this, but same kind of windows, the little cathedral with the stained glass and all that. It's a good idea, all that, but don't play with God like that unless you religion and you trying to. To me, don't play with God like that, and don't bring God into this. And like you make it streetwear, bro. Like unless you're trying to convert some people into really like, which I don't think that you're trying to do because you got it on a whole bunch of sinners and you ain't trying to change their mind when you sell it to them.
and
So
I don't think like just regular people want to be walking around with Christian stuff.
they
Anyways, like me, I wouldn't go looking
do.
for like a Christianity thing. Like
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing in it. They do if you make it artistic enough on hit. Like that's what he did. Like he made it
yeah,
artistic enough where you don't even see like he did the whole Jesus on the back of the. Remember the dude that broke his neck in the football game? In the game, like he
yeah,
broke his neck. The
yeah.
next time he came out, he popped out. He had on one of their jackets and it had like a Jesus on the back, and he was like had a like it was all kind of blasphemy stuff on there. Like I don't play with Jesus. I just don't play with Jesus. Just like I don't play with people. I don't play with ancestors or nothing like that. That's why I think that Tremaine dude be doing. I'm like, nah, you playing with the ancestors because you ain't picked no cotton, bro. Don't be talking about what they like. You pushing the you know what I'm saying. You pushing the moon in like you ain't making it
Ideas you
religious.
can do that you don't have to revisit like these
Yo, if I get a
things.
star
Like
right here and
it's
everybody
like
looks like
very
it,
catering. It's like very catering to somebody. Like I don't know.
yo, I don't like it. I don't like it because if you did like some people like you think you paying homage to somebody like bro, I don't want to see that. That's pain. Like you want somebody to see something that's like I didn't like seeing the Passion of Christ like that because I know how much pain like that looked like pain. Like I don't want to see somebody I looked up to, nobody going through no pain and nothing like that, or you putting it on blast. Like, no, we went through like you reopening up a scar. That's how I feel about racism and all these old 1960
There's
things.
controversial topics,
But it's like you
but
got
it's
a scar.
like
Say you got a
politics too,
scar.
though. Because like, what's the name? Got in trouble. Balenciaga got well, not in trouble, but they did the Bernie Sanders shirt or whatever. And they had to come out with like an apology because it's like they're like, oh, we're not endorsing him or anything like that. But
Say what I want. That's what I'm saying. Like when you can produce your own, you can say what you want. So
yeah,
this is what I gotta say. So to me, most of that stuff feel like if you get a scar and it just start to heal and it's almost healed and you just snatch the scab off. It hurt again. It gotta go through a whole nother healing process. That's what I think Black History Month is. You taking the scab off again and making it hurt again. Stop doing it. Stop. I don't want to see no more Tyler Perry movies making fun or I don't like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I really got to do it. Come out with a humble. You gotta say your piece, sir, because they're gonna bring it to you afterward. No, Tyler Perry, I appreciate all of what you did for the culture on your side, but I don't want to see no more black pain. I don't Lee Daniels. I don't want to see no black pain. Sorry, I don't want to see. don't want to see nobody laughing at
Like
my
me.
people. Like Dave Chappelle, like, yo, he got to the point where it's like, it's okay you laugh with me, but don't laugh at me. Like, you ain't crying with me, you ain't crying for me, you ain't doing all, like, you don't feel the pain that movie caused certain people. So, or the clothing caused some people. Like, yo, we don't have that. So if you ain't got nothing to put in place or give me a napkin or something, don't bring nothing like that up. Like, stop playing with God, bro. Stop playing with God. Don't play with God in front of me. I ain't gonna endorse and I ain't gonna even stand next to you, because God ain't gonna strike you down and a spark hit me, because I ain't gonna be next to you. So God know my heart. I
Oh,
ain't got nothing.
in he's not gay. I don't know if you thought he was gay or not, but
Who? Ain't nobody said GAY. What you say? Who?
uh, Eve or Ev Bravado,
Okay.
the dude from Who Decides War. The girl is his girlfriend.
What?
Yeah, her name is Taylor Demore. It's his girlfriend that helps like design, but she didn't come until later. She didn't come until like 2020.
Okay. When
So it's kind
they
of
like when they hit the rock bottom, like that's how it was. Like everybody started, all right, we got to start over. That's when the rebrand happened then too.
right.
So 2020 probably. Like yo, I take the challenge. Whatever you talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, would you like go to the streets? Like, I don't know if he went to no design. Did he go to a design school? It don't matter. Like,
No, but
yo,
he was in there early enough where it's like obviously he was doing the streetwear. He was doing the new era streetwear early enough, like 2016. So like he was able to like at least go through. He was able to go through so much things like trial and error, and then he also had Virgil
New York.
Abloh
When New
and
York got
stuff.
your back,
So
and you a New York junkie, and you running around New York, this is what I noticed. If you run
well, he
around
just got
there,
enough people to wear his stuff, so it just
you
took
gave
off
away
after
enough
that.
clothes. You got good samples. You went and gave it away to enough people, and hey, that's what's up. Like, I just got a different formula. Like, everybody's foundation gonna be different. Like, we
Yeah.
can't have the same story, or we the same person, or like
All right.
I
Well,
look
let's move on to the next topic. We've been on this topic for almost an
right.
hour. So, Ralph Lauren, thoughts on Ralph Lauren? Hold on. Here comes the question. They come in the game early with the designs that they incorporated from Travis Scott Astroworld. Like I said, he was in there early enough, so it's like he had enough attention to where like he was doing like the very distressed looks and everything. So like he caught wind of that very early. So people were like, "Oh, people are doing this. Oh, look at this look now." Like what I'm saying, the distressed look. So that's where I think he actually took off, and that's where he got his he was able to get shine because he was there early enough. So at least that's what I think. And then obviously he had Virgil. But anyways, thoughts on Laurel? I mean, Roy. Oh my God. Thoughts on Ralph Lauren, the show?
Ralph Lauren the king. Mhm. Like, so if you're from Chicago, you know downtown Carson Perry Scott, Marshall Fields that turned into Macy's. So these two different stores, but similar, and they was like almost next door. I think high school senior year, I ended up getting a job there with shirts and ties, accessories, furnishing and all that. The whole They had like the whole basement area. Tommy, Ralph, Nautica, like that was it. Like those are three top brands, and then over to the side, well, actually on the floor where I was at, they had like a little booth, and there was Sean John there. So my inspiration early was like these dudes, and like, okay, Sean John off into the side right here, but then I see, Tommy and all them, but Ralph was always Ralph. So New York loved Ralph because he's from New York, and you
Right.
got to respect Ralph because he went more towards that luxury type of feel and everything and look, and he did the interior. I mean, not interior, but like, well, yeah, like interior design type of thing. Like he do bed sheets, all that little stuff,
Home.
like home decor, all that stuff. So I rocks with him because he there, but now he probably just got a bunch of young designers that was inspired by him. That's probably
That's not even that good though. That's what I'm saying. Like on the show,
that's
like
why I
I
say it
feel
don't
like
matter.
it. I'm not saying it's bad. Like by all means,
I
it's
ain't no
very
Tommy. I
huh?
wore Tommy. I mean, not Tommy.
Ralph.
Ralph. I know that like he been around for years.
Yeah.
Like his story is his story. Like once you start trying to change it, and people that been knowing this brand for 30 years plus, Like you can't
Bro, you
change
have
my mind about
to
this.
though, because how many people? A lot of people go through rebrands though. That's what I'm saying. Like we were just talking about. I'm not saying you have to completely rebrand it, but
No,
almost every show
it's
it's always
classic. Be
polos,
classic.
blazers,
Keep
and
it classic.
kids.
They didn't
And
change
I
the.
don't like him putting kids in there because it's like I feel like you just.
I don't want
Of course,
Balenciaga
people are
version.
gonna love kids though. It's like they just gonna eat it up like, oh my god, so cute. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's just
I don't want Balenciaga version of Tommy, of Ralph Lauren. I don't want the Balmain. Like, I respect these brands totally. They creative, the directors and all that. Like, I respect y'all or whatever, but I don't want the U.S. version of that because that changes the U.S. Like, whatever he got going on like that. Like, no, that's not American. That's not American Ralph. You got a big old flag right here, and then you got some old weird stuff going on over there. Like, I ain't mad at like, but I've been knowing you for 30 years, and now all of a sudden you want to change when you get this old. Like, I can't say that I'm gonna be a friend no more. Like, not that I'm saying, like, I ain't gonna say that I'm gonna be a fan of yours no more. I'm gonna put it like that because I can't say I'm gonna rock with all that stuff, but I ain't never rock with all of it. I've been inspired by all of it because he do the double breasted. I see that double breasted, that blue double
right.
breasted with the
The
gold button,
pinstripe, double breasted.
nice clean pants, nice clean polos. Like, the reason why we call it polos, like, yo, I just look like, but don't start throwing this crazy
I'm not saying you have to
stuff
go
in there.
crazy, but I'm
Don't do
saying,
nothing. Leave it alone. Like, ain't nobody else bothering
but
all
then
that other
just
stuff. Like,
cancel the brand. Then that's what I'm saying. Just end
nah,
the
just keep
brand.
it classy. That's why we can't have nothing. We
Like, why
can't.
you even? I
No.
don't know. I
If
guess it is what it
hey,
is.
Ralph, when I get over there and we have our meeting, I'm gonna tell you, keep it classic and keep all your, like, just no, because you don't need to adhere to all these old weird people and these weird brands because they ain't really, like, they ain't gonna they wishy washy anyway to me. Like, they gonna mess with you one year, then they ain't gonna the next year. Like, where Balenciaga right now, or where Balmain at, like, they'll get a couple years. Like, no, you want to be classic forever, and that's what Ralph
I'm not saying
is. If he's
you can't have that as your main line, as obviously a classic structured
yeah,
whatever. But I'm saying like we can
percolator,
go a
that's it.
little bit of creativity in there.
I don't want to see
Personally,
no flare dress.
that's what I think.
I don't want to
So
see no flare dresses or no weird one sleeve nothings from Ralph. No, I don't want to see that. No, that's not what we do, bro. Don't get no French design in there. Don't get nobody from Milan. Don't get nobody from Spain. Nothing. Like, don't go get one of those dudes and try to do a relaunch. I'm telling you now, from my angle and being a fan of yours and a inspired
I just
designer.
don't know nobody
Damn,
being like, oh, let's go shop at Ralph Lauren. Like yeah, like you
you
might end up
are
at the shop and be like, okay, there's a few pieces I like, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think people are going out of their way. At least me personally.
you personally are totally inspired because we doing the polos. Like, what are you talking about? Like, everything we doing is more up under his moniker than anybody. Like, he's more the king of American fashion than anybody. Like, he's at the top. Like, when it comes overall. And I'm not talking about the streets. That's what I'm saying. Like, the streets got their own king. Like, but when it come to clothes, like, ain't no American designer above him, or I don't even think older,
Even like
or nobody.
I don't know, because like even like the row, uh,
That don't even sound
the row.
English. That
No,
ain't
it's the
American.
row,
The
the
row.
row. Yes, the Ashley and the twins is it's the twin Ashley and what's I don't know her name, but you know like the twins from like Full House, the babies. They have quiet
Oh,
luxury. What I'm saying is like they have quiet luxury and they're very structured. They're very almost like
Ralph Lauren
it's nothing like
is
crazy
like
though.
they
But what I'm saying is more people are
great
like rooting over
grandfather.
them and paying, huh?
Ralph Lauren is like they great grandfather or something. Like, you comparing them to Ralph? Like, how you see it? They
I'm
don't.
not comparing to that. I'm saying that more people are talking about them though. What I'm saying when it comes
Ooh.
to like quiet luxury, they're like they're literally like one of the top brands right now because they're quiet luxury or whatever. So all I'm saying is something needs to happen. I
Okay.
didn't say you had to change the structure. You got to do something with like marketing or something like that, dog. Because we got to bring some more hype onto Ralph Lauren.
Mm, we did. We made polos. That's it.
Mary Kate
Yeah,
and Ashley. That's what it is.
exactly. What I look like playing with these little girls, and I don't care what you're talking about. None of y'all so what?
And
Like I don't care. I
let's
don't
say
care
at the end
about
of
the
the day,
role.
that's what makes it different anyway. So it don't really matter. Like,
Hey, you ain't got to carry my stuff in the roll or put my stuff next to the roll stuff or none of that, and I'll be fine. Like they don't sew nothing. They didn't design nothing. They just walk
I'm
around. They got
I'm not saying that. You missed the point, though. I'm just saying that more people are talking about them than Ralph Lauren, and they don't do no
exactly.
crazy.
Are they
They
crazy?
don't do crazy
They
stuff,
new
though. That's what I'm
kids.
saying. Like they don't,
You
huh?
gonna respect somebody that didn't do
And
nothing? That's what's wrong with America. Like yo, you respect
but
the people that ain't
Ralph
did nothing.
Lauren started doing with some ties.
He did the streets. He did what I did. He ran around. He ran around them. He did it. He ran around there. He made some ties. He sewed something. He had a needle and thread because he only needed a catch stitch to make a tie. Like I respected him for that because it's like, yo, you ain't got to be a super professional sewer, but though you made those ties, I respect you for that because you had to put that needle in your hand, even if they ain't perfect or none of that. You had to buy that. You had to buy that piece of fabric. You got to cut it on the bias on that 45. You had to get that interface, and you had to catch that. Nah, yeah, he get it. He got it over them. What did they do? What's their fashion story? Y'all was
I
on Full
This is
House.
the point that I'm saying, nigga. This is the point
Nah,
that I'm saying.
as long
But
as he don't
nigga,
go,
I mean, no matter. I'm just saying that he needs to do something, marketing or something to bring him back. In terms,
stay
I'm not
classy.
saying it. I'm gonna say he has to do something drastic in terms of change like his whole appeal or whatever. But there's something that needs to be done because every time he does a show, it's very plain and very boring and is the same.
He ain't trying to impress you, sir. He
That's
obviously
all I'm
don't want
saying.
to. Now
That's just my
look, I
opinion.
don't
That's
care
all I'm
about what
saying.
the show look like in certain cases because I'm looking at the clothes. Like some of these people do all this. They was talking about the Chanel shows and all this $1 million show. I don't care about the show. It's entertaining, but if I wanted to be entertained, I wouldn't be trying about it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like those are high end, over there things that you're trying to put on the show. You're doing avant garde stuff. You're doing like on the couture show. You do. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but I'm not trying to buy those clothes. Like I'm trying to be entertained because I'm here watching the dress go up in the air and get flipped over and get spray painted or some stuff like that. Like Ralph
I'm not
Lauren,
even saying
I'm
that. Just a better
fine at it.
location, a better like not as boring. Like you have kids there every time. That's what I'm saying. Like it's the same cut and dry show every time. That's all I'm saying.
That's
So
what.
the performance could definitely
That's
be
more about
better.
how I dress, sir. That's more about how 1080 is dressing. Like we ain't trying to go
But
get
Canadians will
you
have
put a
that boring
frame on the
show.
side of your head and
Okay. I didn't say it had to be that crazy. That's what I'm saying. Just even a better location. Like it was just a like. I
you
is what it is.
get
That's
you
my
get
opinion.
bamboozled. Like you compromise. How about that? Hey, Indy's compromise. He want
Uh,
like glitter on the show and all that. It don't take all that when you got good clothes, and classic clothes, and that's what I'm like. He's an 80-year-old like man. Like you not like what do you need to? You don't need to put no glitters and all that stuff. He classic. You going to the Hamptons. You ain't doing all that. You going to somewhere where it's nice and all
I'm
that. Like he make resorts.
saying, dog, I mean, personally, for anybody for a rebrand or whatever, I'm just saying for you to be to be with the new people and to actually inspire people, you have to bring some sort of inspiration or some sort of thing to them. You can't just be like, oh, cut and dry every time. You can do that. I mean, it's fine. I mean, but I mean, I feel like to actually promote your stuff effectively, like you have to actually like. I'm not saying recreate yourself, but you have to do something interesting. So I feel like a lot of people were just like, at the show. But
I ain't just missing what you said. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't agree. Let's agree to disagree. But I hear you. I hear you. Like I don't agree with it. And I definitely don't mess with no. I don't want to mess with nothing that's a classic. And I feel like you mess with Tommy or and that the Harlem Fashion Road did
but
Tommy like a
nobody's
bad
even
did.
talking about those people. That's what I'm saying though. Like a lot
I
of
mess
people,
with it.
like
I
I
don't
don't
want to
see
change it. I
nobody
didn't
being
like.
like, oh, like
I didn't like
let's go
that.
by.
I don't want them to change it. Keep it classic. Keep me classic. You got certain things that need to stay classic. You need some things that do need some elevation or some
It can be
rebranding or
classic,
something like
but
that.
reinvent classic.
You can't reinvent no classic, sir. Like I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to, but like Levi stayed Levi for hundreds of years, sir. I work for them. I like classic. I like certain jeans. Like I don't want them to come out with no weird different kind of jeans and nothing like,
Timberlands
no,
didn't
I like the
only used to
classic, the
be for black
overall.
people. I mean, but like even look at Timberlands. Timberlands used to just be for worker people, but now they like basically rebranding themselves into a street brand. Like it's like
40 years they've been in the streets though. That's what I'm saying. Like without a commercial, without a direction that said that they from the streets or whatever, New York's been wearing it in the streets, and that's what
but
I'm saying.
same as
Like
Polo. So, but Polo's been most like notorious for being in the street and people having polos and stuff like that. So it's like
but
okay,
also in the speaking and also doing like, yo,
so
hey, I'm just saying.
how do we incorporate all that into one? That's what I'm saying. Instead of just
I don't want
you know
no,
what I'm saying? Like
I don't want no new
I
shoes.
don't know,
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't want it to change. Like I'll
but
keep the old way. I'll
yeah.
keep it old. Okay, that's why I understand some brands just like to keep it classic.
But that's why
Chanel is
some
classic.
brands get left though. Like you can't just never change, bro. You can't just. What brand do you know that's never changed?
I ain't say it never changed. It ain't said, but it ain't gonna be no classic, no unclassic things in it. Like you gotta go classic. Like I just think that's our class. That's our Chanel. That's our
Like Tom
high.
Ford. Tom Ford is like a sexy classic.
Tom
Like
Ford is
he
not
might
Tom
be.
Ford anymore. Like you can't even bring that up because that's a whole nother subject for a whole other day. Because you didn't bring this dude up. You didn't say you was gonna throw him in there, but this dude, I don't
Hell,
know what he got. That's French design. Like you bringing in a French designer, that's gonna change everything about it. What are you talking? Like Tom Ford
we'll
ain't
see
never been.
now. We'll see.
Tom Ford ain't
But I'm just saying,
never
like,
been
but
Tom Ford. So
Tom Ford originally is.
a French
They are very,
designer.
very classic, but
No,
at the same time, it's
he's
like
not
a
a.
sexy classic. It's like
He's an
it,
American guy from Texas that went to a French company and designed for them, and then made a company and got a French designer. How about that? That's what he did. That's what. Like he's not American. No,
so. That's what I'm saying. You only have a few people to compare to. Though. That's what I'm saying, though. In America.
Ralph. That's it. Tommy. That's it. Like who else you got? None of these people,
Yeah.
designers and nothing like that, that been doing it for years too. Don't say Marc Jacobs. Don't say Marc Echo. Don't say
No, I just don't see the point of where I don't even see the point where it's going on at this point. We just throwing out stuff.
no
All
Ralph.
I said is
No,
you can't
you
stay
told
in
me
one
don't
spot
change
forever.
Ralph, and I said don't change Ralph. If you change Ralph, you change everything about us. So that's what I'm saying. Like I grew up with classic Ralph, and I wouldn't want to change nothing about him.
Bro, the
Like
whole
even
thing
bring
you
him back.
just did with the whole collar is not even close to Ralph. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not even close.
What color?
The collar with the whole piece that you just did that
You
comes up
have
and
on a
ties around.
polo, sir. Like
Huh?
what are you talking about? That's not the same, but it's inspired by. That's a polo.
Yeah,
A
but what
polo
I'm
is a
saying is
polo.
that, but that little thing even there is being different. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the whole thing of recreating a classic. That's all I'm
It's still
saying.
a
I rest
polo.
my case.
It's still a polo. This ain't a polo. I don't know what a polo is, sir. This is a polo.
Not,
Polo. Zero.
I,
Nobody made this before Buddy. That's why Buddy get the title for that. Like he gets all that. Ain't no way. He's the man. But that's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Like you got your opinion on Buddy. I just think he mean more to the culture, like the clothing, American culture, not just the streets, not just me and all that. I think he means more than a lot of people. Like cause he ain't changed. Like now you want him to change in 2024? Like no way. Don't change now. Don't start doing something different now. You've been doing okay
whenever he
for.
dies or whenever somebody takes over, dog is
Never
going
he
to change.
died. God damn.
I'm
He's never gonna die. What are
sorry.
you talking about?
You
Ralph's gonna
see,
live
they
forever,
did
nigga.
that to Balenciaga. Balenciaga closed his whole brand, and they literally bought him back and redid everything.
Exactly.
Like,
He was gone for years, and they just up and said, you know what? We're just gonna start just doing whatever we want to do with his brand and all. Like no. I wouldn't do that to Ralph. I wouldn't do that. But to each
let's see,
his own.
we'll see 10 years from now.
So
All right, let's end this.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, because it's gonna be a straight. All right, I ain't gonna give up on no Ralph. So you gonna lose this argument, sir. Maybe touch my polo again. But go ahead, sir. I digress.
all right. Well, catch us next week or catch us next time on 1080. So, say less, so more.
Hey.